If you're getting the Tinkercad error export STL failed, don't worry, because in most cases, this is not your model being ruined forever. It usually means Tinkercad's server timed out while trying to stitch your shapes together into one clean 3D mesh. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the fastest fixes step by step, so you can export your STL successfully and get back to printing. And if this helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick software tutorials just like this. Let's jump in. The first thing to understand is that this error often happens when your design is too complex for Tinkercad to process in one go. So the first fix is to simplify the geometry. If you have a big grouped model, click on the complex part and look for a way to flatten or convert it into a simpler shape. One useful approach is to go into your Shapes panel, open your creations, and create a new shape from the part, if Tinkercad allows it. That can reduce the amount of processing needed during export. If your design has many nested groups, that can also trigger export problems. Nested groups mean groups inside groups, and they can confuse the export engine. So try ungrouping your model and regrouping it in smaller batches instead of one giant grouped object. This alone often fixes the problem, because Tinkercad has less to calculate at once. Next, check for Boolean conflicts. This is one of the most common causes of export failure. A Boolean conflict happens when a hole and a solid are perfectly flush against each other, or when two objects overlap in a way that creates a confusing surface. If you have a hole sitting exactly on a face, nudge it by a tiny amount, like 0.01 millimeters. That tiny movement can prevent coincident surface errors, which are a frequent reason the export engine crashes. Also, if you use text objects, threaded bolts, or other generated features, delete them and add fresh versions. Sometimes those elements become corrupted or broken in the project and cause STL export to fail, even if everything looks fine on screen. If the error still appears, try the duplicate reset method. Go back to your Tinkercad dashboard, click the gear icon on your project, and choose Duplicate. Then open the new copy and try exporting again. This is a really helpful trick because it can clear stuck session data on the server and give you a fresh version of the same design. Many users find that a duplicated project exports correctly, even when the original one fails every time. Another smart workaround is to export in pieces. Instead of trying to export the entire model at once, select one object or section at a time and export only the selected shape. If one piece exports successfully, that tells you the rest of the model is probably fine. But if a specific object keeps failing, then you've found the broken part of the design. At that point, rebuild that section from scratch or simplify it until the export works. This saves a lot of guesswork because you can isolate the exact element causing the issue. Now, let's cover a couple of technical checks that can also make a difference. First, make sure hardware acceleration is turned on in your browser settings. This can help improve performance and reduce export issues, especially on larger or more detailed designs. Second, check your file name. Use only simple letters and numbers when naming your project or export. Avoid special characters like $signs, @symbols, hashtags, and exclamation marks. A clean file name may seem small, but it can prevent unnecessary upload or export problems. So to recap, if Tinkercad says export STL failed, start by simplifying your model, removing nested groups, nudging holes by a tiny amount, recreating broken elements, duplicating the project, exporting in pieces, and checking your browser settings and file name. In most cases, one of these fixes will get your STL export working again. If this video helped, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next troubleshooting guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.